why your competitor posts the exact same content as you and never get banned. It's not luck, it's not connections. It's one structural difference in how they build and protect their account that nobody is telling you about. Most people think that a ban means that they got caught posting the wrong thing. In reality, by the time that ban lands, the account has usually been flagged for weeks. And if you do not understand why, you're going to keep losing accounts, no matter how careful you think you're being. Here's why this actually matters. If you are running AI OFM content, Instagram is not just a platform you post on. It's your main acquisition channel. It is where the money starts. So, a ban is not just an inconvenience. It is your revenue collapsing overnight. Since early 2026, Meta shifted hard towards AI moderation. That means enforcement is faster, colder, and a lot less forgiving than it used to be. And right now, people are spending real money on recovery services without understanding why the ban keeps coming back. That last part is the trap almost everyone falls into. Most operators treat a ban like a one-time unlucky event, something random, bad timing, wrong reviewer. So, what do? They pay to get the account back. They run it carefully for 2 or 3 weeks, being extra cautious. And then it disappears again. That cycle repeats because the root cause was never actually fixed. It was paused. And a paused problem always comes back. So, what is actually causing that root cause? Let's break it down properly. By the end of this video, you're going to know 3 things. First, the real difference between a content ban and a technical setup ban, and why confusing the two is costing people their accounts. Second, the exact silent habits that flag an account weeks before the ban ever shows up. Third, the recovery approach that actually holds long term, instead of collapsing in under a month, like most recoveries do. Let's start with the distinction almost nobody explains correctly. Most people think a ban means they posted something wrong. Sometimes that is true. But the ban that actually destroys AI OFM operators is a different animal entirely. There are 2 categories. A content ban is what most people imagine. You post something that trips a moderation flag. The account gets suspended. And there is a real appeal process with real odds of getting it back. Then there is the setup ban. This one is not about what you posted. It's about what Instagram thinks you are. Once the system decides your account represents inauthentic behavior, you're not fighting a content review anymore. You're fighting an identity verdict. And identity verdicts do not care how clean your last 10 posts were. Here's why this distinction matters so much. If you treat a setup ban like a content ban, you appeal, you wait, and maybe you get it back. And then it happens again in 2 to 4 weeks. Because you never touched the actual problem, you just posed it. So, what actually creates a setup flag? It's almost never one dramatic mistake. It's a stack of small habits that quietly build a pattern. Running multiple accounts from the same device is one of the biggest ones. Instagram links accounts through device fingerprints, and that fingerprint survives even a full factory reset. If one account in that cluster gets flagged, every account sharing that device is now sitting in the blast radius. Shared bio links are another. If 5 accounts point to the same link in bio or the same link aggregator, this is one of the clearest cluster signals Instagram has. You're not 5 separate creators to the algorithm anymore. You are one operator running 5 accounts. And that is exactly the pattern integrity bans are built to catch. And then there is the warm-up or the lack of it. Adding a bio link, posting reels, and pushing traffic on day one is a bot signature. New accounts need time to look like a real human is behind them before they start looking like a funnel. None of these mistakes get you banned instantly. They accumulate. And by the time the ban actually lands, the account has been flagged internally for weeks. This is the part almost nobody gets right. And it is the reason the same accounts keep dying over and over. You pay to get the account back. It works. You're relieved. You start posting again almost immediately because you don't want to lose momentum. 2 to 4 weeks later, it's gone again. Here's what actually happened. Recovering the account never fixed the reason it got flagged in the first place. Same device, same SIM, same email, same bio structure. You did not reset anything. You just hit pause on a system that was already counting. The accounts that actually survive long term go through a real hardening process after recovery. New device, new SIM, new recovery email, a slight identity shift on the handle, a genuine cooldown period with no links, no reels, no mass DMs, nothing that resembles the behavior that got flagged before. It feels slow. It feels like leaving money on the table. But it's the difference between an account that lasts a year and an account you're paying to recover every single month. That is the real game. It's not about posting safer content. It's about not looking like a repeat offender to a system that never forgets a fingerprint. This is not theory. Here's what it actually looks like in practice. There is a documented case of an operator who paid a serious amount of money to get an account unbanned. It came back online. 48 hours later, it was banned again. Not a rare story. It's the expected outcome when nothing about the underlying setup actually changed. Now compare that to operator who did it differently. New device, new SIM, new email. A genuine cooldown period with 0 links, 0 mass DMs, 0 risky content. Just neutral posting for 3 to 4 weeks before easing back in. Those accounts held, not for a few weeks, for months, some past a year. The difference was never luck. It was never about having better connections or a cheaper unbanned service. It was process. That's it. So, what does that process actually look like step by step? Let's bring this together. Bans are rarely random. They are almost always a signal that something in the setup was already broken before the strike ever landed. Fixing the symptoms without fixing the setup guarantees the exact same results. Recover, run for a few weeks, lose it again, repeat. The operators who stay ban-free long-term are the ones who treat their account hygiene with the same seriousness they treat their content. Device discipline, clean bio structure, real warm-up periods, real cooldowns after recovery. That is the entire game. If this is the kind of thing that is currently costing you accounts, costing you money and costing you momentum, this is exactly the level of detail we go deeper on inside my school community. It's not just information sitting in a course nobody finishes. It's a room full of serious operators actually doing this, sharing what is working right now as Instagram keeps changing the rules. The link is in the description. If you join today, you get free lifetime access before the community becomes paid. It's now or never. See you inside.